Hi, dear students. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, and it is not only about the biology, it is also involving some concepts of chemistry and physics. So, here we can have a little bit look on that, and especially it can be very important for the A level students where they are studying this testing and action potentials in their biology course. So we can have a look and we can go through it. So these are actually the two things that you are going to study. First is the resting potential, and second is the action potential. So if you can have a look, like both are having a same word, that is potential. So potential is actually capacity to do something. Like sometimes we say like this person is having a potential to do something. It means he is having a caliber or capacity to do anything. So here from this word potential you can get like it is actually the capability or capacity or like caliber to do anything. So first thing that you got from here, that it was something about capacity to do something. But capacity about what? If it is a resting potential, it is capacity to do something to keep the state of rest. But in the case of action potential, it is capacity to do something to produce any particular sort of action. So what sort of capacity or what sort of action or what sort of rest, everything is associated here actually with the potentials of nerve tissues or nervous cells that are present or associated with your central nervous system. So here one thing that you got, that potential of nerve tissues or nerve cells to keep the state of rest or to produce any particular sort of action according to particular circumstances that are happening at a particular time. So from here we can add another word like capacity of nerve cells to do something. Capacity of nerve cells to keep the state of rest or to produce any sort of action in the body. Because we know when we are like in the state of rest, like nothing is happening with us. It means we are not actually receiving any sort of stimuli. We are cool, cool, calm, and we are doing whatever we are interested to do. And like this is the resting position of the body, but there are some certain sort of actions inside your body that are responsible to keep you calm by particular sort of state of the body that we are defining here as resting potential of your body, that we would be looking how it will happen according to chemistry, physics, and biology, everything. And what about the action potential? Like when you are getting any sudden stimuli, like as you are getting an injury, a quick message is reaching to your brain. It is informing to your brain actually that something is going to happen, and something is going to happen, good or bad, with your body. So whatever the message is reaching to your body, whether it is about rest or about the pain or about the injury or about the any sort of action stimuli, or if something is happening to your body, it is actually reaching within the seconds in the form of a current. But how this current is being produced, we are going to discuss here in a bit detail. So one thing here that can be a key point for you, that message reaches to your brain like a current shock. So here we can have an idea that how message is reaching to your body and why message is not reaching to your body, which sort of potentials are responsible to keep the state of body. So for this you need to know some backgrounds of current and potentials from the physics before going into detail. You know, like current flows due to potential difference. In physics you have studied like current flows due to potential difference. And what current is actually? It is movement of charges. It means like movement of charges due to potential difference is actually something that is responsible to produce the current. So here we can add another word to make the definition more appropriate, that electric potential difference is being produced with the help of these charges that are responsible to convey the message to your brain in the form of a current layer. So now we can come back, and here one more thing that we can revise for your further details, like you are saying, like current is flowing, charge is flowing. So you know, like charge usually flows from positive to negative plate. It happens from higher to lower potential, and we are saying like electric potential of positive charges is usually higher than electric potential of negative charges. So that these charges are moving from positive plate to negative plate, or from positive charge to negative charge when you are studying an electric field. So here, current, we are saying it is being produced with the charges, and these charges are usually in sodium and potassium ions. In the case of this resting and action potential, we can see in further slides that how these are moving and producing current in certain types of bodies, and how they are producing certain types of currents in your body by changing the potentials, or by association with the potentials that are responsible to convey the messages to your brain. So come here in the resting potential. Actually, we say like cell membrane of the neuron cell, that is the basic unit of your nervous system, is negatively charged from inside and positively charged from outside. Now we need to know its chemistry. Before this, we were studying its physics, like how potentials are being created and how currents are following it to move in a particular direction. Here it is a bit, you can say, chemistry. Now we need to understand this chemistry. We know that cell membrane is made up of particular sort of proteins and lipids, and it is semi-permeable. We have already studied that this layer, or any membrane, whatever is available to you, it can be either totally impermeable, or it could be totally permeable, or it could be semi permeable. Actually, permeable means like it can allow everything to pass through it. Non permeable, it is not allowing anything to pass through it, like a wall. Or semi permeable, like it is selective, or in between the permeable and non permeable, where it is allowing some things to pass through it but not the all. So here, this membrane, it is semi permeable, and what it does outside of this cell membrane, there are some positive charges like sodium ions are present, and inside it potassium ions are present, because permeability of potassium ions through this cell membrane is higher than the permeability of sodium ions. Permeability of potassium ions is higher than permeability of sodium ions, so that they are diffusing inside, and the sodium ions are normally staying outside when your body is in the position of the rest. So this is something that is happening in the case of the resting potential. So actually you can have an idea that outside of membrane is positive because of the sodium ions, and inside is positive because of these potassium ions. But again, here is like a thing, like as you have discussed before regarding to rule of physics, that current can flow because of difference of charges. It means one side should be positively charged and other side should be negatively charged. It means like outside the membrane and inside the membrane, both are having the positive charges. Then where is the positive and negative charge? Where is the positive and negative plate? How we can develop the higher electric potential of one side in order to trigger the movement of the charges or produce the current. So here we have to think like which side is more positive, because we are not having any directly available negative charge or negative ions. So we can think like which side of membrane is more positive. So you can say like outside is more positive because here are more positive ions as compared to negative ions, and as we are studying in the redox potentials or electrochemical series. Like here, sodium is more in quantity. Sodium ions are more in quantity. So they are responsible to make the outside of membrane more positive as compared to inside. And this is the state that is actually responsible to keep the body at rest. And outside becomes more positive as compared to inside. And later on, we can say like because outside is more positive, so this inside is less positive, or you can say by any mean it is equivalent to negative charge. So what will happen, like in the state of resting potential, there is not a very high electric potential between both sides of the membrane. So what we can say, like here is a very low electric potential, minus 70 millivolt, and it is not, like you can say, a big value to trigger any sort of charge movement. So there is a little bit like movement of charges. So your body is in the state of rest. And this is the resting potential of your body. This is the position where your body is in a position to keep you calm and cool, and you are not receiving actually any stimuli. Then we come here towards the action potential. Here we are saying like messages are reaching to your brain in the form of a current shock, how they are reaching. So here again, definitely the cell membrane is present around the neurons. But what happens when something happens wrong with your body or any sort of stimuli you are getting? The sodium ions that are present actually outside the membrane, they can quickly diffuse inside the membrane through sodium potassium pumps. There are some sodium potassium pumps that can allow the movement of these charges inside. And this is a rush like that happens. And in case of this rush, what happens, like positive charge inside the membrane has been increased. And as a result of this thing, you can say like natural balance of positive and negative charge or electric potential is disturbed across this membrane. So when there is a higher positive potential, then what will happen? An action potential would be produced, or higher value of electric potential plus 30 millivolt is produced. That is definitely a bigger value as compared to this resting potential. So it can allow the flow of charges. So now charges can move a bit quickly, and they can reach in the form of electric shock to your brain, or can convey a message in the form of electric shock to your brain. So this is what we are saying, that it is action potential that is responsible to convey the message to your brain in the form of a shock, because you are, as soon as you are getting any sort of hit or injury, you are getting a quick message. So this was your resting and action potential, like its basics, its details, chemistry, biology, and physics, whatever you need to learn. And once the action, whatever your body want to do in response of any particular sort of stimuli is finished, again your body wants to come back on the resting potential, and repolarization happens. Like here, polarization outside and inside of your cell membrane was changed. Now it would be restored. Sodium potassium pumps will again open, and they will move the additional sodium ions outside, and body would be coming back at a lower potential where it is unable to convey any sort of message to your brain. So this is actually a cycle of polarization and depolarization in the presence or absence of particular sort of stimuli that you are defining in the state of resting and action potential. So this was the end of your topic. If you can have a look on this, you can get the basic idea, and it can be useful for you. Okay, bye, good luck.